champions. Coach, open it up. Talk to us.
Yeah, I just want to start with first congratulating Montana on a great season. Those guys played tough today, and we were able to come up on the winning side of it. Couldn't be more proud of these guys and the whole team. It takes a full team to get this job done, and especially with as much hype that surrounded this football program. We never paid much attention to it. We stayed consistent. We worked extremely hard week in and week out, and this is a result. 146 points scored to 15. This is the best defense in FCS history, and I'm proud of that, proud of this football team, proud to go back-to-back, proud to do it with these guys. I'm blessed to be the head coach of South Dakota State.
Okay, we will open it up for questions. Once again, name and affiliation. We'll start here in the room, and then for those that are joining us via Zoom, just raise your hand and we will get to you. We'll start right here, left side, second row.
Lucas Sen, FCS Nation Radio. Coach, when we talked last week, you talked about how developing your players is what made South Dakota State so good. And everyone's trying to do that, though. So what about your program? What's the formula for developing your players? What makes them able to grow so much in your system?
I don't think it's just developing scheme or developing athletically. It's developing the full person. The mind, controls your actions, how to respond from adversity. This team has been battle tested. A lot of this team has gone through a ton of heartache, and they've learned from it, and we've stayed consistent in our approach moving forward. And largely to do that is the leadership that's on this football team and guys like these two. We're blessed to be a part of a team full of a bunch of guys like the individuals that we have. They're special people before they are football players. They're hungry to win and very, very consistent day in and day out, and they love each other.
We'll stay over on the left-hand side. Craig, go ahead.
Craig Haley, Stats Reform. Coach, you just took an assessment of your defense where you think it stands. How about your overall team this season, maybe the recent run? Where do you think this team stands historically?
I'm not overly concerned about where it stands. I think this is one of the best teams. I know this is the best team that South Dakota State football's ever had. And that's what we concern ourselves about, where it stands in history. I'm not sure. You guys make that decision. Blessed to be around the guys, though. This is what I will miss most about the team is the people that make up the team. Garrett Greenfield, Mason McCormick, Isaiah Davis. There's a handful. Jason Freeman. Coached a lot of these guys in the linebacker room, and we're going to be missing several of them. That's probably the hardest thing for me is saying goodbye to people, and just glad we didn't let them down. And we did what we said that we would do.
We'll keep it over here on the left-hand side, third row. Go ahead.
Mark, Bill Speltz with the Missoulian newspaper. Can you talk about the challenges facing Montana's defense? And it just seemed like it all came together after you hit your big tight end there in the third quarter.
Yeah, they make it difficult on us. They end up kind of running like a 3-3 stack. They have 3 down linemen, and they always have 3 linebackers. And one of them's always pretty much coming every single time, but you just don't always know which one. And it kind of sometimes makes it difficult on some of our run games, our run counts, and on the pass pickups. But our offensive line did a great job today on picking up all that. And they were trying to mix some things up in the secondary that we kind of struggled with a little bit in the first half. But in the third quarter, we really started to open things up and really started to get things going offensively.
Okay, we'll go over here on the right-hand side, front row. Go ahead, please.
Andrew Houghton, Skyline Sports. Coach, you came into the season with sort of having to maintain the standard that you guys set last season. What were the challenges of doing that? How were you able to do that so successfully throughout, the journey of the season?
I think it's the leadership on this football team, the guys buying into the message of not listening to a bunch of hype. We really and then I got to give a huge shout out to Chris Kroc. He's our mental strength coach. He does a great job of resetting the guys every week and keeping them focused. And this team is really close. And when you're close and you're connected and you want the same thing, it's I don't want to say easy because none of this is easy, but it makes it easier to have success when people love being around one another. And that's what this program is. We enjoy our time together. We enjoy the work that goes into it, and it came together this season, week in and week out. It wasn't always easy, but we stayed consistent in our approach, and blessed to be around this team.
Right-hand side, front row, please.
Matt Zimmer, Sioux Falls Live. Adam, Mark, both of you, I'd like to know just how does winning a second one compare to winning a first one? Is it better, the same? What are the emotions like?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. Looking out there, sea of blue, everybody on the field. That first one's going to be really special, just being the first one. But, man, the emotions are great for both of them, just knowing you work so hard and you accomplish what you set out to do. Yeah, and I would say that first one was just so much, like, really, really sweet just because it was that first one. And we got to see the other team do it 3 years ago and be up on that stage where we weren't. So I think that's part of the thing that makes this whole thing so much sweeter, and all the guys that have put in so much work. I mean, as Coach was saying earlier, we got so many 6 years guys that have gave so much to this program, and to do it for them is probably the sweetest part of it.
Left-hand side.
Mark, to hear your name on that list with Jensen and Wentz, and what is your initial reaction to that, and seeing what they've gone on to achieve in the game? What do you think your ceiling is?
I didn't know that. I was told that walking over here. It's a huge honor just kind of being in the relationships with them, and I don't know. The ceiling is as high as we want it to be as a team too, and we gotta just keep working, and the ceiling's the sky, really. Keep it going.
Okay, we'll go on the right-hand side, front row, please.
Jimmy, last year after you won it, it wasn't the day after, it was a couple months after, I think. You said, I woke up the next morning after we won a national championship and I didn't feel anything. You're not going to tell us that again, are you?
It's who I am by nature, man. I'm going to enjoy this one tonight. My mind races to the next one is pretty fast, though.
Does it feel different that you're the head coach this time?
I don't think so. I've wanted this for a long time as a player, as an assistant, as a head coach, and I'm just blessed to be in this position with this football team. More than anything else, that's what I care about. I know it's somewhat sick, but this is who I am. I will reset fairly quick and be trying again. So football is what I know. It's what I think about. It's what I eat, sleep, and live for, honestly, and it's doing it with these guys. That's what matters to me, is that the next class walks out with their head high on that stage. So I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just proud of this football team. We're going to celebrate this and enjoy this tonight, and enjoy it with my family, enjoy it with these guys, and move forward tomorrow.
Left side, front row. Go ahead, Gene.
Mark, Gene Clemens, FCS Nation Radio, The Athletic. You guys seem to have something working with that slot screen. I mean, the slot fade. You went to it a few times. You caught it for a big gain that was called back, which they said he dropped the ball. Then you came back and hit the same play again. Was that just something you were just like, yo, I'm gonna hit you on this. Don't even worry about it. We've got it.
Yeah, and he came back to the huddle. He thought he caught it. He was hoping he'd get another review on it. But he's done such a great job of just making plays for us all year. Jaden's such a great player for us. And we knew that he was going to be in man coverage one-on-one. And we'll take our guys against any guys in the country. And I knew that he maybe dropped that one on that one, and we were going to have a chance to come back to it. And that's part of what's great about this team, is nobody puts their heads down if they make a bad play or if they have a drop ball. They know that we're going to come back to them and they're going to have to make a play, and that's exactly what Jaden did.
Let's go to Zoom. Colton Nunez and Colton, go ahead. Your microphone is on.
Adam, the fourth down stop you had on Montana's first drive, what'd you see there, and how much do you think that set the tone for the rest of the game?
Jason did a good job just setting the edge there, and I knew I had the next fit after that, and I've been on too many of the wrong side of those. It was just huge to come up with that in a big-time game. Felt awesome to get a little bit momentum on our side when maybe things weren't going, the way we wanted to when they were driving down the field. So that was big momentum shift for us, I feel like.
Okay, let's go over right-hand side, front row, please.
Follow up to that, Adam, because he asked the first part of my question, but what allowed you to be so effective stopping the run, particularly in the second half? They got you a little bit in the first half, but very effective in the second half. They had some short fields. They got, down close to the goal line a couple times. You were able to stop them. Mm-hmm. What allowed you to do that, and what was the feeling of being able to stop them when they got so close?
I feel like we just kind of did what we've been doing all season. Our D-line is a special group, and they make everything clear for us at the linebacker position, and we can just play off of them when they make everything so clean.
we just continue to what we've been doing all playoffs. Like that stat said, we only gave up 15 points in the playoff. We really came into our own, and it's the closest group of guys that I've ever been a part of.
Okay, let's go on the left-hand side, third row.
Yeah, Jimmy, back here, Greg Rockhodge, MTN News. Just wanted to get your thoughts on Hunter Dustman today. Just, he made like a double clutch field goal and
I wish it wasn't a double clutch field goal.
Right. And then pinned him back inside the 10 a couple times. And then also just your team's ability to keep it away from Junior Bergen today.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Hunter was great. He did a great job of positioning the ball and keeping him in the corner. And that's what we had worked all week, and it came to fruition. He got one on us on the opening kickoff. At the end of the day, it comes down to tackling and doing the basic things extremely well. But I was really proud of Hunter. Unfortunate we didn't get that, the PAT there. But overall, team win. Special teams was a part of this, and really blessed to be around this team. And again, the guys, the coaches, the players, it means the world to us.
We got time for a few more. Let's go over right-hand side, front row. Matt?
Jimmy, were you disappointed at all with the first half, and what kind of adjustments or conversations did you have at halftime to come out better in the second?
No, not disappointed. We made some uncommon errors. The punt that hits Matt Durant's, and then Jay Lee jumped on it. I didn't see it hit Matt Durant's, but Jay Lee said it hit Matt. We were trying to get away from the football, and when you're trying to finish a play, those things will happen. Did we want it to have happen? No. But we were able to respond. He threw an interception, didn't see the guy fall off. We responded. He knows that. And so you can't hang your head on the mistakes, but overall, if they can't score points, they can't beat you. And we stayed consistent with that. And we knew if we gave our offense enough opportunities, success would come. And we started getting going in the third quarter.
Up front here, left-hand side.
Adam, last year when I talked to you during the player interviews, you were admittedly it was a rough year. You were feeling a little banged up. You talked about having to take on big bodies all the time. Number two, how are you? Well, number one, how are you feeling this year? And what came into your decision to say I'm already going to run it back before you even saw the results of this game?
Yeah, it was mostly just based on the injury that I had at the beginning of the year. I just want to have a chance to play a full season and show what I can do. So that's what ultimately came into the decision to come back again. I love this team. I love these guys. And it made it an easy decision, So I'm just excited what the future holds, running it back again next year.
And joining us now real quick is Isaiah Stallbird. So if anybody has any questions for him, let's go right side, second row.
Andrew Holton, Bergen's Register. Mark, with that interception, what was your mindset after that? And it seemed like you bounced back really well. Just how good did it feel to have a good second half?
Yeah, and on that interception, Jaden ended up running a really great route on it, and I kind of just left it short for him. If I put it out there, it might end up being an 80-yard touchdown. So just a little mistake there, but it's all about how you respond in the end of it. So even though we made a mistake there, we came back out, made a couple good plays offensively in the second quarter, but we didn't have a lot of plays after that because of just another turnover. But in this third quarter, we really came out firing. We knew offensively that if we just get to our stuff and play our style of football, that we were going to end up kind of breaking out. So.
Okay, let's go to Zoom for Coulter. Go ahead, and your microphone is live.
Hey, Coulter, Nuanez, Skyline Sports. Isaiah, I just wanted to ask you about the defensive game plan to contain Montana's quarterback. And then it seemed like he was a little banged up, so that might have changed it a little bit. So how do you think you guys got to him today, and just describe the game plan?
Yeah, I think we just ran some fronts. We were able to flush them out the pocket and just have big pursuit on us. Big thing for us was just playing our keys, keeping our leverage on dives and whatnot, because, you've seen teams at times that, haven't kept contained them and they pull up runs around them. So, the first half was a little slow for us. We knew that we didn't play our best ball, and then, like Mark said, it came out the second half. We knew our players were going to hit. It was just a matter of time, and the rest is history. So.
All right, we have time for one more question. Left side, second row.
Isaiah, I could be wrong, but I think when you just got in here, Coach circled that lopsided stat for you. That's 146-15.
Yeah.
What is your initial reaction to that, and what makes him such a good defensive coach and just your defense so solid?
Initial reaction is it's a no-name defense, it's just a test of the work that he puts in and instills in us, and it's on us to maintain that level as a whole defense, whether if you're 1, 2, or 3. And he always pushes us to be our best, and he never stops working, even now as a head coach, trying to understand things, different defenses. He's always asking us, what do you think about this or that, or even in practice or game, like, hey, watch your steps here, like, expect this, and then what do you know, like, next play it happens. Like, this man's a genius when it comes to defense, and, can't thank him enough for what he's done for this program, the standard he set for the program, offense, defense. I want to miss this place. So.
I want to make one point. Jesse Bobbitt's the defense coordinator. That staff that came together, they worked extremely hard for this. And so the credit goes to those guys. Those guys work day in and day out to make sure that this thing not only stayed to the standard in which we expected, but they got better. This football team got better. This defense got better. And a lot goes to Jesse. A lot goes to Pete Menage and Mike Banks and Jalen. And just the overall staff. Those guys work extremely hard, and I'm proud of the whole body of work throughout the season because we consistently got better.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure watching you play this year. Thank you for the time, and once again, congratulations to your back-to-back FCS football champion, South Dakota State.